Right now on Morning Rush at 5:30, commemorating the end of slavery while our nation is dealing with a conversation on race, how the city of Atlanta and its mayor are set to recognize Juneteenth.
Walks up and he sees Mr. Brooks there. Mr. Brooks is alive, he's talking, he's moving.
Speaking through his attorney, Atlanta police officer Devin Brosnan telling his side of the story of the final moments of Rayshard Brooks' life. And mailing in your ballot, our Verified team is walking you through if you really need postage or not. We have those stories and more today, Friday, June 19th.
Live from Atlanta, Morning Rush starts now.
Sitting out the 2020 season, our very own Atlanta Dream player Renee Montgomery being the first WNBA player making a stand in the name of social change. Now, she won't be playing this season, but we will tell you in moments what she plans to do. First, we want to know what you think about her decision. Let us know. Use the hashtag MorningRushATL. A big decision indeed. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm Francesca Amaker. Sheba Russell is off today, and Crash Clark will be joining us in a few moments. But first, let's begin with meteorologist Chesley Mcneil. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. We're starting off with fair skies, which means we'll get plenty of sunshine, at least early on. There'll be some clouds that will start to develop as we head toward mid-morning and into the afternoon. And we also will have received a few of those isolated showers as well. But at least to start is fine. If you got to get some exercise in and you like the sun with you, this morning is going to be your ticket, man. It's going to be nice out there. Temperatures in the 60s starting off this morning. 68 right now in Atlanta. Look at that. Tied for the warm spot with Edenton. 65 in Athens, 64 degrees in Gainesville, 56 the cool spot up in Blairsville. Your forecast for today calls for temperatures to reach 85 this afternoon with those isolated thunderstorms. Be on the lookout. Crash?
All right, my friend, I hate to do this to you folks, but we're going to have to issue a temporary red alert. A little tough to see here from the camera angle. You got a lot of signs behind it, but look on the left side here. Flashing lights, multiple cars involved in this, and a lot of brake lights. Now, this is 85 northbound, so it is against the flow of a morning rush hour, but a lot of folks travel up into Gwinnett County from DeKalb, and when you block 5 lanes on 85 northbound just before Indian Trail, you're definitely going to see some brake light activity. I don't think you need to scurry for an alternate just yet, but we are certainly going to keep an eye on this one. 85 northbound before Indian Trail, early morning red alert. Francesca?
Crash, thank you. We are following breaking news this morning. Protesters taking to the streets. It's hard to see them gathering outside the governor's mansion right there, but we couldn't get too close. Georgia State Patrol and Atlanta police officers block streets for the demonstrators. It's a scene we've seen play out for weeks now, and now we're seeing it play out on a day Black Americans commemorate the ending of slavery. Now, Nick Sturdivant is live in Decatur with more on what the city of Atlanta's Juneteenth plans are and how Mayor Bottoms feels about the day.
Good morning, Francesca. This is a day, quite frankly, that many people across the country have said should have been a national holiday. There's a lot of things happening across Metro Atlanta, from rallies to memorial services. Take a look at your screen. Starting at 9 a.m., folks will gather at Centennial Olympic Park for the One Race March. Organizers say it's a call to end racial violence. They'll meet at the park and then march to the state capitol at 11 a.m. The Juneteenth takeover will happen at downtown Atlanta's Flatiron City. At 4 p.m., the NAACP will meet in Cobb County to rally and have a memorial there. As you mentioned recently, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms talked about what this day means to her during a Woman for Biden call with Valerie Jarrett.
Then we got to, then at some point, generation through generation, we were getting to the other side of it. And I think that's what we owe our children, just in honor of Juneteenth, giving them some hope and some pathway to get to the other side of this moment in time. So that's what Juneteenth has taken on, an especially new meaning for me this year.
And again, Francesca, there's so many things happening, not only across Metro Atlanta, but across the nation today.
Be sure to get involved, folks. Thanks so much, Nick. Right now, the former Atlanta police officer charged with felony murder in the shooting death of Rayshard Brooks sits behind bars in Gwinnett County after turning himself in for 11 charges. Records show Rolfe was moved to Lawrenceville from the Fulton County Jail about 2 hours after he surrendered. Rolfe's attorney, Lance LaRusso, declined to speak on camera after his client surrendered, but has told us he believes the video speaks for itself and shows that Rolfe fired his weapon in self-defense from his stolen taser. Now, Rolf is expected to have his first court appearance today. And Mara Sirianni is live outside that Fulton County jail. Mara, the other officer charged in the case, Devin Brosnan, was booked into the jail and released on bond, right?
That is correct. So he actually showed up here around 11 o'clock, just after 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and he has since bonded out, and we are now hearing from him. Yesterday, he spoke to MSNBC along with his attorney, Don Samuel, who I actually spoke with outside of the jail here yesterday. Now, Samuel said at first Brosnan didn't realize that Rayshard Brooks had been shot. He said the officer hit his head, was confused, had a concussion, and didn't know where those shots were coming from. D.A. Howard accused Brosnan of stepping on Brooks' shoulder. Now again, Brosnan speaking with MSNBC, and while Samuel jumped in to answer most of the questions, Brosnan did say before the arrest escalated, he felt like his interaction with Brooks got off to a cooperative start.
My initial encounter with him, I felt he was friendly, he was respectful, I was respectful to him, and I felt like, he seemed like someone who potentially needed my help, and I was really just there to see what I could do for him and make sure that he was safe.
And Brosnan says he wants to wait and speak with GBI investigators next week before talking about any of the specific details of that night.
Mara, thank you. Now to giving Atlanta police officers a financial boost amid low morale and higher than usual call-outs among APD officers. A spokesperson for the Atlanta Police Foundation telling 11 Alive their group will be given a $500 bonus to every officer who worked yesterday. Now to some other top stories we're following this Friday morning.
Georgia's governor backing the blue.
I know that these moments of uncertainty are challenging, and some of you fear going to work. You worry for your life and for your loved ones. You don't want to give up on doing the right thing, but you don't want to get caught up in the politics either. Well, know this, we stand with you.
In the newly released 3-minute video, Governor Kemp expressing support for law enforcement and for justice for the deaths of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and many more. The video coming just one day after 2 APD officers are charged in connection with the murder of Rayshard Brooks.
Testing positive, an Atlanta United player now with COVID-19. The club did not name the player, but said he is asymptomatic and isolating. No other player or staff member has tested positive. This comes as the team gets ready to resume the MLS season next month in Florida. The team says it will conduct testing this morning before training.
New tune. UGA's Redcoat Marching Band is ditching a song from Gone with the Wind. The band will no longer play Tara's theme from the 1939 film. It's replacing the song with Georgia on My Mind. This comes after HBO temporarily pulled the movie over criticism it romanticized slavery.
More changes could be coming. The University System of Georgia says it will review the names of its buildings to see if any should be changed. Now, one of the most notable controversial names is Henry Grady. The journalism school at the University of Georgia is named after him. And Grady was a journalist and editor who campaigned against equality for freed slaves. This is an ongoing conversation about preserving history versus glorifying a movement that was in favor of slavery. Now, 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks, and some of you are writing in. Let's see what you say. Donna writes, so are we going to change the name of Athens? Because the Greeks had over 80,000 slaves in their centuries-old history. Oh, and we'll need to change the name of the Olympics, too. Some sarcasm there. And Glenn says, when you know better, you do better. Priscilla says, I'm all for changing things to make them better, but to destroy history is wrong in every way. So what do you say? Continue to join the conversation with us. Use our hashtag MorningRushATL, and of course you can go to our Facebook page, our Insiders page, request to talk to us, and we'll approve it. Crash, over to you.
All right, unfortunately, we've got a red alert. Hang on 2 seconds, folks. I'm in the middle of working on my computer real quickly. I'll give you 2 seconds, but this is a red alert for Gwinnett County, 85 northbound, just before Indian Trail. Multiple cars involved, and unfortunately, you see here a live shot from the Sky Tracker. Only the HOV lane is open. This is going to make a huge impact for folks traveling from Spaghetti Junction up towards Norcross on 85 northbound with only that HOV lane open. Several ways to get around this. Oak Brook Parkway, that's to the south of I-85, Brook Hollow Parkway to the north of I-85, or of course the obvious answer, a little bit bigger of a road to use, Buford Highway. But right now, folks, we have only the HOV lane open on 85 northbound just before Indian Trail.
5:39 is the current time. Let's take a look at your what to wear forecast for today. And of course, we're going to say shorts and short sleeves today, whether you have practice or whether you're heading out to Juneteenth celebrations or whether you're going to work. Take the umbrella with you because there will be a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. 30 to 40% chance, so not everyone gets wet. It'll be very isolated out there. 85 degrees will be our forecast high temperature for today. As we head into the weekend, it's going to be a hot weekend. Temperatures will be warming up, but our chance for rain doesn't return until we get to the early part of next week. More on that coming up.
Thanks so much, Chesley. Now to the coronavirus outbreak in Georgia. This morning, we are taking a closer look at COVID-19 in Athens, Clarke County. Take a look. So this is a look. New cases over the course of the past month. You're looking at it right here. And the line in orange shows the total number of people with the virus. And the teal line at the bottom of your screen highlights the number of new cases each day. From mid-May through Thursday, Athens, Clarke County averages about 5 new reports every single day. That's of COVID-19. And COVID-19 cases continue to rise all across Georgia. The state announced 911 new reports of the virus yesterday. That's 911, excuse me. And for 5 of the last 7 days, the number of new cases has been above average. That's shown by the dotted line on the screen as well. And we've been trending upward since the first week of June. And Georgia's unemployment rate dropped in. Georgia's unemployment rate dropped in May as the state started to ease coronavirus restrictions and more businesses reopened. The unemployment rate is sitting at 9.7%. And that's an almost 3% drop from April. Now, over the course of about 3 months, the state has paid out more than $6 billion in unemployment claims. Now, mail-in voting has been a big discussion as we approach an election year during a pandemic. While some viral claims have added confusion about whether or not mailing in your ballot requires extra postage stamps. We've had our Verify team breaking it down, and here's our Jason Puckett.
Over the past decade, we've seen contradictions about just how much postage you actually have to put on a mail-in ballot. Now, some articles say it's extra stamps, others say you don't need stamps at all. So what's the truth? Well, to answer that, we went straight to the United States Postal Service. In an email to Verify, they said their official policy is that completed ballots will be delivered to the election office even if they don't have full postage. That's verified. You send a completed ballot, they will send it to the election office. Now, just because you don't have to put stamps on mail-in ballots, you definitely should. The USPS relies on that money, and if you don't pay it, your election office gets the bill. If you're seeing other claims or questions that you'd like us to look into, send us an email.
Thanks so much, Jason. An Atlanta Dream player is skipping the season. We'll tell you why Renee Montgomery is doing something no other WNBA player is doing right now.
Headed to the Florida Keys for a little summer vacation? How about the one thing you'll have to do out in public?
Welcome back to Morning Rush with meteorologist Chesley Mcneil, Francesca Amaker, Crash Clark, and Sheba Russell.
Renee Montgomery of the Atlanta Dream has decided to sit out the 2020 WNBA season to focus on fighting for social justice reform. Now, Montgomery says that she made the decision after watching the video of a Minneapolis police officer kneeling on George Floyd's neck. Even though she knows that she is making the right decision for her, she says it won't be easy.
I've played basketball literally my whole life. Like since I was 10, basketball was the thing I did. Like everybody associates me with basketball. So to give up that comfort zone of basketball, yeah, that's scary. But in the same breath, I felt strongly enough that I knew whatever happens, this is the right decision for me.
Now, the WNBA is scheduled to have a 22-game season starting in July. Now, Chesley, I first got word of this yesterday when I was watching Elle Duncan speak on CNN. And it's very interesting because the WNBA has always been at the forefront of social injustice. Keep in mind, in 2016, they were wearing I Can't Breathe shirts when they were practicing. And that was when Eric Garner was killed. But I'm kind of conflicted about her decision because so often as Black women, there's this sacrifice for a bigger dream. And her passion is basketball, but her passion is also her people. So there's just confliction with me there. I wish she could do both at the same time.
I think she's going to want to pull in some other players with her, even taking this stand. And we'd be remiss not mentioning Maya Moore, who is a huge WNBA star, she took a stand last year for criminal justice reform, and apparently she's going to be doing the same thing this season as well. So I think you're going to see more and more players joining both of them and taking a stand and trying to get change.
Would love to see that. Thanks so much, Chesley.
All right.
All right, folks, time now is 5:47. In other news, back to school for Georgia Gwinnett College. Students will be on campus this fall, of course, with social distancing guidelines. GGC says it will work with the health department to ensure students are safe. Now, if you're looking for a job, then McDonald's might be looking for you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. The fast food giant is hiring 26,000 workers as it reopens its dining rooms and gets back to its full menu. As of Monday, about 1,000 of McDonald's 14,000 U.S. locations allow customers to sit at a table. Love to see you smile. And the Florida Keys has had a low rate of COVID-19 transmissions, and now that they've reopened to visitors, local leaders want to keep it that way. So, county commissioners making it mandatory to all employees and customers to wear a face covering in businesses and public settings where there is a roof. If not, the business could face a major fine. The face masks are required until June 2021.
Oh, Florida, come on, do something right. All right, folks, unfortunately, we're not doing it right now for a Friday. It's supposed to be lighter than normal. We got a red alert, too. It may be against the flow, but it's pretty significant. Multiple cars involved. This wreck, 85 northbound, just before you get to Indian Trail. Look at the red indicator there, pushing you almost back to Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Kind of unheard of for a morning rush hour, but there are ways around it. You could either use Oak Brook Parkway or Brook Hollow Parkway. They run on either side of I-85. Parallel, you'll go right back to Indian Trail, get back on 85, or the obvious bigger highway to use is Buford Highway heading up into Norcross. Give you one more look. Only the HOV lane open, 85 northbound, just before Indian Trail. No impact on the southbound ride. In fact, 85 south and the rest of the big three in great shape. Chesley?
Thanks a lot, Crash Clark. 5:48 is the current time. Hey, there's plenty of celebrations going on today. Make sure you practice safety, social distancing out there if you're going to some of the Juneteenth celebrations. Isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible once we get toward the latter afternoon. I'm thinking after 2 o'clock or so. 85 degrees will be the afternoon high temperature. Of course, short and short sleeves will be applicable for that. You're looking at the radar and it shows not much going on at all. Just a few clouds overhead. We'll call it fair skies to start. By this afternoon, partly sunny skies, 79 degrees will be your temperature at noon. 85 for your afternoon high. We'll drop back down to 81 by 7 o'clock tonight. Not a whole lot going on behind us except for high pressure that's going to continue to build into our forecast area. That area of low pressure is weakening a little bit. The one that has been pesky, bringing us the clouds, the cooler temperatures for much of the week. That's weakening. So now we saw the temperatures go up to the 80s yesterday. I think we'll be right back there again for this afternoon. Winds a little bit lighter for today as well, but we could see some isolated thunderstorms. Now that's area wide. You can see the Storm Prediction Center has placed the whole state under this light green. Just means general thunderstorms. We're not looking for any severe weather at all. In fact, that means a 0 out of a possible 5. But just know that they'll be out there, and where we have any thunderstorms that happen to develop, could be some brief heavy downpours on you. So carry the umbrella with you if you're going out. Here it is. Our forecast track model shows the cumulus clouds popping up once we get toward mid-morning by early afternoon. So after 1 or 2 o'clock, showers will begin to develop. Some embedded thunderstorms will be possible. And this will remain in the forecast at least through about 8 or 9 o'clock. Once we lose daytime heating, that goes away. Clouds will fade away as well. We'll start you off Saturday morning with mostly sunny skies. There's about a 10% chance or less for the showers. Not even going to put that in. Mostly sunny skies. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon for us. It will be hot though, 89 degrees. And then Sunday is Daddy's Day. Did you remember? Still got time to pick some things up. You'll see some more clouds start to fill in once we get toward the afternoon. So we'll wind up being partly sunny. 91 degrees for the afternoon high temperature. Got a front that's going to be approaching the area. I think we're going to remain dry for the most part on Monday. You'll see the clouds increase. We'll give it a 20% chance. Better chance for that rain coming to us by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Francesca, over to you.
Thanks, Chesley. They're a small company with a big message. Coming up, a local organization that's dedicated to keeping the Black community safe, healthy, and informed.
This school year has been full of changes for the classroom. A new state proposal could change the way students are tested. We're going to take a look at that coming up.
And over the past few months, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms has ridden a wave of disruption to national prominence. Monday on Morning Rush, our Why Guy explains why her name has appeared as a possible candidate for vice president.